You are already obsessed. The question isn't whether or not you are, it's what you're obsessed with. We rarely think of it this way, but obsession runs beneath everything we do. It's the quiet current pushing our choices, the invisible weight behind our daily routines, and whether you notice it or not, it's shaping your life right now.
If you are someone who is interested in the topics I cover on this channel, kindly consider subscribing to become part of this online community of people who follow meaning.
For most people, obsession gets poured into things that look important from the outside: the chase for money, the climb toward recognition, the endless pursuit of approval. We run faster, work harder, accumulate more, believing that this constant motion defines success. But obsession itself isn't the enemy. Obsession is just energy, raw, unfiltered, powerful. It is a lens through which the world comes into focus. The problem is where we aim that lens. Too often, we aim it at the wrong things: the glittering distractions that never truly satisfy, the shallow pursuits that leave us exhausted but never fulfilled. Think about the way most mornings begin. The alarm goes off, and instead of feeling excited about what the day might hold, most of us feel the tug of duty. We drag ourselves out of bed not because possibility is calling, but because another performance is waiting. The inbox is already full, the phone is already buzzing, social feeds are already demanding attention, and so we get swept into a rhythm that isn't ours. We call it ambition, but if we're honest, much of it is just distraction. We call it drive, but much of it is just a chase for recognition, a recognition that fades the instant it arrives. And so day after day, we move faster and faster until the noise of the world finally dies down at night. And in that silence, a truth often reveals itself. No achievement, no applause, no promotion actually touches the deeper ache within. That ache doesn't show up loudly. It creeps in quietly. It hides in the pauses between tasks, in the moments we reach for our phones without thinking, in the endless cycle of scrolling and refreshing. It's that uncomfortable silence that makes us restless, because if we sit still long enough, we might hear the whisper we've been avoiding. Our obsession is misplaced. We've been chasing shadows instead of substance. This isn't entirely our fault. From the time we were children, the world taught us to value the wrong things. School rewards grades over curiosity. Work rewards output over mastery. Social media rewards visibility over authenticity. Every advertisement whispers the same message: you are complete only when you consume. You are worthy only when you're seen. And so obsession becomes inevitable, but not chosen. It is shaped by noise, by culture, by expectation. We end up addicted, not to progress itself, but to the illusion of progress. Not to fulfillment, but to the signs that suggest fulfillment exists somewhere else, somewhere outside of us. The cost of this misdirection doesn't arrive all at once. It builds slowly. It looks like exhaustion that no sleep can cure, anxiety that no amount of applause can soothe, emptiness that no possession can fill. It looks like the professional who checks every box of success, yet feels nothing inside. The influencer whose audience applauds, but cannot console. The billionaire whose empire stretches wide, but leaves him hollow at the core. History is full of such lives. Powerful kings, industry titans, adored celebrities. All of them obsessed, all of them driven, but too many of them driven by the wrong thing. Yet obsession itself isn't the villain. Obsession is neutral. It is fuel. It is the raw material out of which greatness is carved. Every work of art, every breakthrough, every discovery that ever changed humanity was born from obsession. The difference is not whether obsession exists, it always does. The difference is where it's pointed. Leonardo da Vinci's obsession with light, anatomy, and mechanics shaped centuries of knowledge. James Baldwin's obsession with truth and justice gave voice to generations. Their obsessions weren't about applause. They weren't about being noticed. They were about seeing deeper, pursuing something that mattered beyond themselves. And that's the turning point. Because when obsession is misaligned, life becomes endless motion with no meaning. But when it is aligned, When you are obsessed with mastery, with creation, with connection, then everything changes. The same energy that once fueled anxiety now fuels growth. The same drive that once chased validation now creates fulfillment. Life doesn't necessarily become easier, but it becomes truer, richer, heavier with meaning. And that shift doesn't usually happen in a dramatic way. It often begins small. One day you set the phone aside. You let the inbox go unanswered. You ignore the endless to-do list. And in that silence, something happens. A memory surfaces. The joy of creating simply to create. The satisfaction of learning something for its own sake. The fulfillment of a deep conversation with someone who sees you, not your achievements. It feels subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's enough. Enough to redirect the current of obsession towards something real. It won't happen overnight. Obsession is a habit, and habits resist change. But over time, the redirection reveals itself. The energy once wasted on fleeting recognition begins to fuel genuine growth. The restless anxiety gives way to the steady rhythm of focused effort. The emptiness that once haunted achievement starts to fill, not with distraction, but with substance. That's the quiet power of choosing what deserves your obsession. Because here's the truth. You don't get to choose whether you're obsessed. The mind will always fixate on something. What you can choose is whether that obsession is worthy of you. So ask yourself, will it be approval, validation, attention, things that disappear the moment you grab them? Or will it be mastery, truth, love, purpose, things that endure, that outlast, that shape more than just moments? They shape a life. That choice is urgent because time does not wait. The current of obsession will carry you forward regardless of whether the destination is chosen. And if you don't take hold of the rudder, you'll drift toward emptiness without even realizing it. But if you choose wisely, if you direct your obsession towards something that matters, then everything changes. Suddenly, fatigue becomes flow, anxiety becomes clarity, emptiness becomes fulfillment. The validation that once ruled you no longer matters, because the life you're building already holds its own weight. And in that moment, obsession ceases to be a chain and becomes wings. So, what deserves your obsession? That's the only question that matters. Choose poorly, and the years will slip through your fingers. Choose wisely, and obsession becomes the instrument through which your soul sings. And that song, the one only you can sing, will echo far beyond you.